Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Kraku. In this video, we'll be looking at the video solutions for CAT 2023 Slot-3 Quant. There are 22 questions in this video. Most of the questions are actually pretty difficult. Many of the students are also very surprised to see the difficulty level of the examination. But I've given detailed solutions for all the 22 questions. So try to answer the question on your own. If you're not able to get it, then look at the video solution. If you're facing any difficulty in understanding any one of the solutions, please do leave a comment below the video. I read all the comments and I'll try to answer your doubts to the best of my abilities. In this question, we are told that x is a positive real number such that x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8 is 47. We are required to calculate the value of x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9. We know that x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8 is equal to 47. So let us add 2 to both sides, plus 2 and plus 2. So the right hand side becomes 49 and the left hand side is x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8 plus 2. We know that x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 whole square is equal to x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8 plus 2 into x to the power 4 into 1 by x to the power 4. This is basically x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8 plus 2. So what we essentially have is that x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 is equal to 7. Let us repeat the same thing. Let us again add plus 2 here and plus 2 here. The right hand side is 9. The left hand side is x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 plus 2, which is actually equal to x square plus 1 by x square whole square. This is equal to x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 plus 2. So we will get x square plus 1 by x square is equal to 3. Let us again repeat the same process. Let us again add 2 here and 2 here. This is x plus 1 by x whole square. The right hand side is equal to 5. So what we are essentially getting is x plus 1 by x is equal to square root of 5. Once we have x plus 1 by x is equal to square root of 5, we are required to calculate the value of x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9. There are multiple ways in which you can do this. The simplest way is calculating the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube, and from that getting the value of x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9. How can we get the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube? We can just multiply x square plus 1 by x square into x plus 1 by x. X square plus 1 by x square we have calculated is equal to 3. X plus 1 by x is equal to root 5. This expansion we are going to get x cube plus 1 by x cube plus x plus 1 by x. That is the expansion of x square plus 1 by x square into x plus 1 by x. If you are expanding it, you are going to get x cube plus 1 by x cube. X square into x is x cube. 1 by x square into 1 by x is 1 by x cube. X square into 1 by x is x. 1 by x square into x is 1 by x. This, like we have calculated already, is equal to 3 root 5. We know that x plus 1 by x is equal to root 5. So the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube will be equal to 2 root 5. Once you have x cube plus 1 by x cube, how can we calculate the value of x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9? We'll just cube this. If you are cubing this, the right hand side will also be cubed, and that will be equal to 8, which is 2 cube, into square root of 5 whole cube, which is 5 root 5. So the right hand side is equal to 40 root 5. What is the left hand side? This will be equal to x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9 plus 3 times x cube into 1 by x cube into x cube plus 1 by x cube. You can cancel x cube and 1 by x cube. So essentially what we have is x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9 plus 3 times, what is the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube? X cube plus 1 by x cube we have already calculated over here. That will be equal to 2 root 5. So plus 3 into 2 root 5 is equal to 40 root 5. Or the value of x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9 is equal to 34 root 5. So the answer for this question is option D. Just to reiterate, what we have done is From x to the power 8 plus 1 by x to the power 8, we have calculated that x to the power 4 plus 1 by x to the power 4 will be equal to 7. From that we have calculated that x square plus 1 by x square will be equal to 3. From that we have calculated that x plus 1 by x will be equal to root 5. We have cubed this and we have calculated that x cube plus 1 by x cube is equal to 2 root 5. Now we have cubed this again, and if you are cubing this again, what are you going to get? You are going to get x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9 plus 3 into x cube into 1 by x cube into x cube plus 1 by x cube will be equal to the cube of 2 root 5, which is equal to 40 root 5. You can cancel these two. This is equal to 2 root 5. 3 into 2 root 5 is 6 root 5. So x to the power 9 plus 1 by x to the power 9 is 40 root 5 minus 6 root 5, which is 34 root 5. In this question, we are told that n and m are two positive integers such that there are exactly 41 integers which are greater than 8 to the power m and less than 8 to the power n, which can be expressed as powers of 2. The smallest possible value of n plus m is asked to be calculated. What is 8 to the power m? 8 to the power m, if you are expressing it in powers of 2, this is equal to 2 to the power 3m. And what is 8 to the power n? In powers of 2, this is 2 to the power 3n. So you have 2 to the power 3m over here, you have 2 to the power 3n over here, and in between these two there are 41 powers of 2. What is the next power of 2 after 2 to the power 3m? This will be 2 to the power 3m plus 1. Then you have 2 to the power 3m plus 2, and so on. And finally you will have 2 to the power 3n minus 1. And after that you have 2 to the power 3n. These numbers are 41. How many such numbers exist? The number will be 3n minus 3m minus 1. This basically is equal to 41. Or 3n minus 3m is equal to 42. Or the value of n minus m is equal to 14. Or n is equal to m plus 14. We are asked to calculate the smallest possible value of n plus m. If you are looking for the smallest value of n plus m, n will have to be 1. Because n and m are positive integers, and if m is equal to 1, n will be equal to 15, and the value of n plus m will be equal to 16. So the smallest possible value is option D, which is 16. In this question, we are given two equations. X plus y is equal to 4, and a plus 5 into x plus b square minus 15 into y is equal to 8b. We are told that this system of equations has infinite solutions. A system of equations has infinite solutions if the coefficient of x, the ratio of the coefficients of x, and the ratio of the coefficients of y, and the ratio of the constants are the same. Essentially, if you have a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and you have another equation which is basically k times a1x plus k times b1y is equal to k times c1, we did not get any new information with the second equation. We have just multiplied the first equation with k to get the second equation. So then this system of equations has infinite solutions. Something like if you have x plus y is equal to 5, and you are given another equation which is 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. You can never solve this system of equations because both of them are essentially representing the same information. All the coefficients are multiplied by a constant of 2. In these kind of situations, the system of equations has infinite solutions. So in this particular case, the ratio of the coefficients are the same. What is the constant term? The ratio is 8b by 4 is equal to b square minus 15. This is the coefficient of y, or 2b is equal to b square minus 15, or b square minus 2b minus 15 is equal to 0. This is b minus 5 into b plus 3 is equal to 0. So the value of b is either equal to 5 or it is equal to minus 3. What is the ratio of the constants? The ratio of the constants is 8b by 4, which is equal to 2b. So the value of 2b is either equal to 10 or it is equal to minus 6. This 2b is important because that is the ratio. This would imply that a plus 5 divided by 1 or a plus 5 is equal to 10 or it is equal to minus 6. Because the ratio of the constants is 2b. So the ratio of the coefficients of x will also be equal to 2b. So a plus 5 is equal to 2b. or the value of A is either equal to 5 or it is equal to minus 11. So basically we have two cases. In the first case, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 5. In the second case, A is equal to minus 11 and B is equal to minus 3. In the first case, the value of the product AB is 25. In the second case, the value of AB, which is the product, is equal to 33. These two are possible. So the maximum possible value of A into B is equal to 33, which is option A. In this question for a real number x, we are told that three terms, 1 by 2, log of 2x minus 9 to the base 3 divided by log 4 to the base 3, log of 2 to the power x plus 17 by 2 to the base 5 divided by log 4 to the base 5, all of them are in arithmetic progression. We are asked to calculate the common difference of the arithmetic progression. To solve this question, the first step that you need to know is the formula that log of a to the base b divided by log of c to the base b is equal to log of a to the base c. In this particular case, the three terms will be 1 by 2, comma, log of 2 to the power x minus 9 to the base 4. We have just applied this formula, and log of 2 to the power x plus 17 by 2 to the base 4. Again, we have applied the same formula. In the first case, the common base is 5. In the middle term, the common base is 3, which can be eliminated from the numerator and denominator. Now, 1 by 2 also we can write as log of 2 to the base 4. So, the three terms which are in an arithmetic progression are log of 2 to the base 4, log of 2 to the power x minus 9 to the base 4, and log of 2 to the power x plus 17 by 2 to the base 4. If these three are in an arithmetic progression, the sum of the first term and the last term will be 2 times the middle term. This would imply that log of 2 to the base 4 plus log of 2 to the power x plus 17 by 2 to the base 4 is equal to 2 times log of 2 to the power x minus 9 to the base 4. If you assume that 2 to the power x is a variable p, the right hand side will become equal to 2 times p plus 17 by 2 is equal to p minus 9 whole square. This would imply that 2p plus 17 is equal to p square minus 18p plus 81, or p square minus 20p plus 64 is equal to 0. So, p is either 4 or p is 16. But you would notice that p cannot be equal to 4. That is, if 2 to the power x is equal to 4, this logarithm will not be defined because we have 2 to the power x minus 9 as one of the terms. So, 2 to the power x should be greater than 9 for this logarithm to be defined. So, the only value of p is 16. So, the three terms, that is 2 to the power x has to be equal to 16. The three terms which are in an arithmetic progression are log 2 to the base 4, log of 2 to the power x is 16, 16 minus 9 is 7, 7 to the base 4, and log of 2 to the power x again is 16 plus 17 by 2 will be 49 by 2 to the base 4. So, the common difference is basically the sum of the middle term minus the first term, which is equal to log of 7 by 2 to the base 4. So, the correct answer is option D. In this question, we are told that n is a natural number such that 5 to the power n minus 1 is less than 3 to the power n plus 1. That is, 5 to the power n divided by 5 is less than 3 to the power n into 3. Or essentially 5 by 3 to the power n is less than 15. What are the values that n can take? Clearly 5 by 3 to the power n increases as n increases. When n is 1, it will be 1.67. When n is 2, it will be approximately 1.67 whole square, so approximately 2.7. When n is 4, it will be approximately 2.7 whole square, which I think will be around say 7.3 or 7.4, something like that. When n is 5, it will be 7.3 into approximately 1.7, so it will be around 12, maybe slightly more than 12. You can approximate it also. What I am essentially doing is 7.3 into 1.67 is something like 7 into 1.7, that is around 12. But this will be slightly greater than 12 because there is 7.3. Now, when n is equal to 6, 12 into 1.7 will for the first time cross 15, because 12 into 1.7 will be definitely greater than 10 into 1.7, which itself is 17. So the maximum value that n can take is 5. So n is either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Now we are required to calculate the value of m such that for all values of n, 3 to the power n plus 1 is less than 2 to the power n plus m. So let us try to keep m in one side. So what does this look like? We want 3 to the power n into 3 divided by 2 to the power n to be less than 2 to the power m. For all values of n, this should hold true. That is 3 by 2 to the power n into 3 should be less than 2 to the power n, 2 to the power m, when n is either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So for all values of n, when we select this m, 2 to the power m should be greater than 3 by 2 to the power n into 3. Now, so essentially we have to look for the largest value of 3 by 2 to the power n into 3, and we have to select an m such that 2 to the power m is greater than this largest number. So for example, if you are choosing n to be equal to 5 over here, 3 by 2 to the power 5 into 3 will be 3 to the power 6, which is 729, divided by 2 to the power 5, which is 32. You can calculate this. This will be approximately 22. This is the largest value that 3 by 2 to the power n into 3 can take when n is varying from 1 to 5. And 2 to the power m should be greater than this. So the smallest value that m can take is equal to 5, because 2 to the power 5 is 32, which is the smallest power of 2, which is greater than 22. So anyway, the smallest value that m can take is 5, such that this condition is always held true whenever n is varying from 1 to 5. So the answer for this question is 5. In this question, we are required to calculate the sum of the first two natural numbers, each of which has 15 factors, including 1 and the number itself. Before we actually answer this question, let us try to understand what is the number of factors of a particular number. If you have a number n, and if you are doing the prime factorization of n, that is, if you are writing n as p1 to the power a1 into p2 to the power a2 into p3 to the power a3 and so on into pr to the power ar, where p1, p2, p3 dot 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 till pr are prime numbers, then the number of factors of n is a1 plus 1 into a2 plus 1 into dot 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 into ar plus 1. This is the number of factors. What we are told is that this number has 15 factors. So this product is equal to 15. How can you express 15 as a product of some numbers? Either that is 1 into 15, or the other way around, it is 15 into 1, or it is 3 into 5, or 5 into 3. In the first case, if it is 1 into 15, basically what we are saying is that this is of the form a prime number p to the power 14. Even over here, it will be a prime number p to the power 14. In this case, it has two prime factors, and this will be of the form p1 square into p2 to the power 4. This also it will be similar, it will be p1 to the power 4 into p2 square. The smallest number, which is of the form p to the power 14, is 2 to the power 14. The smallest number, which is of the form p1 square into p2 to the power 4, is 2 square into 3 to the power 4. We can also have it another way around. We can have it as 3 square into 2 to the power 4. These are basically the numbers that we have to consider. 2 square into 3 to the power 4 will be 4 into 3 to the power 4 is 81. This is equal to 324. 3 square into 2 to the power 4 is 9 into 16, which is 144. 2 to the power 14 is very large. We know that 2 to the power 10 is 1024. So 1024 into 2 to the power 4 is 16. This is greater than 16,000. This is very large, so we can ignore it. So the two smallest numbers which have 15 factors are 324 and 144. And their sum is equal to 468. So the answer for this question is 468. In this question, we are given a quadratic equation, which is x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We are told that it has two real roots. Let the two roots be equal to p and q. The difference between the reciprocals of the roots is 1 by 3. So the value of 1 by p minus 1 by q is equal to 1 by 3. We are told that the sum of the reciprocals of the squares of the roots is 5 by 9. So 1 by p square plus 1 by q square is equal to 5 by 9. Looking at these two equations, if you square the first equation, what are you going to get? We are going to get 1 by p square plus 1 by q square minus 2 by pq is equal to 1 by 9. So using these two equations, we can calculate that the value of 2 by pq is equal to 4 by 9, or the value of p by q is equal to 9 by 2. In this given quadratic equation, which is x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, the sum of the roots, that is p plus q, will be equal to minus b, and the product of the roots p into q is equal to c. We already got the value of the product of the roots, so the value of c is equal to 9 by 2. What are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate the largest possible value of b plus c. So what we are required to calculate is the largest value of pq minus p plus q. Because p plus q is equal to minus b. So b plus c is minus of the sum of the roots plus product of the roots, that is pq minus p plus q. We know p plus q, that is 9 by 2. So if we can get a bound on the value of p plus q, the question can be answered. So if you're looking at this equation, we have 1 by p square plus 1 by q square. So let us try to find out the value of p square plus q square. To that we'll add plus 2pq. So we'll get p plus q whole square, and we'll get a bound on p plus q. From this equation, we are going to get that p square plus q square divided by p square q square is equal to 5 by 9, or p square plus q square is equal to 5 by 9 into pq whole square, which is into 9 by 2 into 9 by 2. You can cancel this 2. This is equal to 45 by 4. So p square plus q square plus 2pq, which will be p plus q whole square, will be equal to 45 by 4 plus 2 times 9 by 2, or this is equal to 9. This is equal to 81 by 4. So the value of p plus q, because this is p plus q whole square, which is equal to 81 by 4. So p plus q is either equal to 9 by 2 or it is equal to minus 9 by 2. We are required to calculate the maximum value of pq minus p plus q. So the maximum value will be 9 by 2 minus of minus 9 by 2, which is equal to 9 by 2 plus 9 by 2, which is equal to 9. So the answer for this question is 9.
Google search Krakow free cat mock. Click on the first link. You can attempt a free mock test which was attempted by 30,000 cat aspirants in the actual exam format. After completing the test, you get detailed solutions, analysis and percentile along with your scorecard to gauge your All India performance. Click on the solution to get video solutions from our expert faculty.
In this question, we are told that a merchant purchases cloth at the rate of rupees 100 per meter, but he receives 5 centimeters length of cloth for free whenever he is purchasing 100 centimeters of cloth. Let us assume that this guy goes to the town with rupees 100 and he purchases 1 meter. If he is purchasing 1 meter of cloth, he is getting 0.05 meters of cloth, that is 5 centimeters for free. So overall, he will have 1.05 meters. Now he comes back home and he is selling this 1.05 meters. But what is he selling at? The rate at which he is selling is rupees 110 per meter. So when he is selling at rupees 110 per meter. But he is not selling by giving 1 meter. He is cheating his customers and he is only giving 95 centimeters. So basically the cost price for the customer, or basically the selling price for this guy, for the shopkeeper, is rupees 110 for 0.95 meters. That is, when he is selling 0.95 meters, he is actually collecting 110 rupees. So if he is selling 1 meter, what is the selling price? The selling price of actually selling 1 meter is rupees 110 divided by 0.95. Now the merchant provides a discount of 5%. If this is the mark price, the selling price will be mark price into 1 minus discount. So that is equal to 110 divided by 0.95 into 95%, because he is providing a discount of 5%. This is equal to rupees 110. So the actual selling price is 110 per meter. So when he is selling 1 meter, he is collecting rupees 110. How much cloth does he have? He has 1.05 meters. So what is the total selling price? Total selling price will be 110 into 1.05. Total cost price is 100. 110 into 1.05, if you are calculating, will be 115.5 rupees. Therefore, the profit percentage will be 15.5%, which is option C. In this question, we are told that Rahul, Rakshita and Gurmeet, they were working together on a project. Let us assume that the number of units of work that Rahul does in one day is capital A. The amount of work that Rakshita does in one day, let it be equal to B. And the amount of work done by Gurmeet in one day be equal to C. So when all three of them are working together, the amount of work that is done by them is A plus B plus C. And it is told that when all of them are working together, it takes more than 7 days to finish the job. So the total work that needs to be done is greater than what they will do in 7 days, which is 7 times A plus B plus C. Now, if only Rahul and Gurmeet are working, the total work that is done in a day is A plus C. And we are told that they take less than 15 days to finish the job. So total work that will be done, that needs to be done, is less than 15 times A plus C. Now, they finish the job when all of them work together for 6 days. So the total work that needs to be done is equal to 6 times A plus B plus C, plus when Rakshita worked alone, 3 more days were taken. So all three of them worked for 6 days and Rakshita worked for 3 days. So the total work that needs to be done is 6 times A plus B plus C plus 3B. Using this, we will get two inequalities because we know that total work is greater than 7 times A plus B plus C. So if you are looking at it, 6 times A plus B plus C plus 3B is greater than 7 times A plus B plus C. Or it would imply that 2B, this is A plus B plus C. So yeah, 2B is greater than A plus C. This is the first equation that we have. The second equation that we have is 6 times A plus B plus C plus 3B is less than 15 times A plus C. So this would imply that 6A plus 9B plus 6C, which is the total work, just expanding this, is less than 15A plus 15C. Or this would imply that 9B is less than 9A plus 9C. Or B is less than A plus C. What this would imply essentially is that A plus C divided by B over here is greater than 1, and over here A plus C divided by B is less than 2. That is the ratio of A plus C divided by B. What are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate if Rakshita alone is working, how many days will she take to finish the job? What can we say about the number of days? The total work that needs to be done is 6 times A plus B plus C plus 3B, which is basically 6A plus 9B plus 6C. So the number of days Rakshita will take is 6A plus 9B plus 6C divided by B. This is equal to 6 times A plus C divided by B plus 9. We know that A plus C divided by B lies between 1 and 2. So 6 times A plus C divided by B will lie between 6 and 12. Therefore, if you are adding 9 to it, 6 times A plus C divided by B plus 9 will lie between 15 and 21. So it can be 20, it can be 16, it can be 17, it cannot be 21 because it has to be strictly less than 21 and it has to be strictly greater than 15. So the answer for this question is option D, it cannot be 21 days. In this question, we are told that the population of a town in 2020 is 1 lakh. The population decreased by Y% from 2020 to 2021. So the population becomes 1 lakh into 1 minus Y%. This is in 2021. And in 2022, it again increased by X%. So in 2022, the population is 1 lakh into 1 minus Y%, which is the population in 2021, into 1 plus X%. This we are told is greater than the population in 2020. So this is greater than 1 lakh, which is the population in 2020. This would imply that 1 minus Y% into 1 plus X% is greater than 1. We are told that the difference between X and Y is 10. Now, what is the least possible population of the town in 2021? If the difference between X and Y is 10, what does that mean? Does that mean that X is less than Y or Y is less than X? Clearly, for the population to increase at the end of 2 years, X has to be greater than Y. Because if you observe, if say both of them are the same, if initially it was 1, it decreased by 90%. If it say decreased by 10% in 1 year and increased by 10% in the next year, the population becomes 0.9 into 1.1. This will be less than 1. Similarly, 0.8 into 1.2 will be less than 1. Similarly, 0.7 into 1.3 is less than 1. That is, if the value of x and y are the same, then it would imply that the product will definitely be less than 1. But if the product is actually greater than 1, then the increase over here has to be greater than the decrease over here. This would imply that x has to be equal to y plus 10. If you don't understand this, you can consider a case where y is actually x plus 10, that is y is greater than x. Solve for it and you will get negative answer. That won't happen. So this would imply that x is y plus 10. So if you are simplifying this, you are going to get 1 minus y by 100 into 1 plus, what is x? Y plus 10 by 100 is greater than 1. If you are simplifying this, you are only going to get 100 minus y into 110 plus y is greater than 10,000. Or simplifying this, this is 11,000 minus 10y minus y square is greater than 10,000. Or the value of y into y plus 10 is less than 1000. This is the inequality that we have. So the maximum value that y can take, you can calculate it using trial and error. If y is 30, that will be 30 into 40, which is 1200. This is greater than 1000. If y is 25, 25 into 35 is equal to 875, which is less than 1000. You can use trial and error and you can figure out that 27 into 37 is equal to 999. So the maximum value that y can take is 27. Now what is the lowest possible population of the town in 2021? For the population in 2021, for this to be as low as possible, you want the value of y to be as high as possible. We have just discovered that the maximum value of y is 27%. So the minimum population of the town in 2021 will be 1 lakh into 1 minus 27%, which is equal to 73,000. So the answer for this question is option C. In this question, we are told that the Anil mixes cocoa with sugar in the ratio of 3:2 to prepare a mixture A. So in mixture A, he has cocoa and sugar. They are mixed in the ratio of 3:2. And coffee and sugar is mixed in the ratio of 7:3 to prepare mixture B. So in mixture B, he doesn't have cocoa, but he has coffee. And coffee and sugar are mixed in the ratio of 7:3. Now he combines A and B in the ratio 2:3. So A he has 2 and B he has 3 to get a mixture C. And with C he mixes an equal amount of milk to make a drink. We are required to calculate the percentage of sugar in the drink. Before we calculate the percentage of sugar in the drink, let us calculate the percentage of sugar in mixture C. We have 3 plus 2 is 5. We have 3 plus 7 is 10. And they are mixed in the ratio of 2:3. So just to make calculations easy, because this is 5 and this is 2, let us assume that the total amount of A that is mixed is 10 kgs, which is 2 into 5. Therefore, the amount of mixture B that is mixed will be 15 kgs, because A and B are in the ratio of 2:3. In 10 kgs of A, how much cocoa will be there? Cocoa and sugar is in the ratio of 3:2. So the amount of cocoa will be 3 divided by 3 plus 2 into 10, which is 3 by 5 into 10, which is 6 kgs. And the amount of sugar will be 2 divided by 3 plus 2 into 10, which is 2 by 5 into 10, which is 4 kgs. In 15 kgs of mixture B, what is the amount of cocoa? The amount of cocoa will be 0 because this doesn't have cocoa, this has only coffee and sugar. What is the amount of sugar in it? It will be 3 divided by 3 plus 7 into 15, which is 3 by 10 into 15, which is 4.5 kgs. And what is the amount of coffee? It will be 7 divided by 3 plus 7 into 15, which is 10.5 kgs. So overall, what is the weight of mixture C? That will be 10 plus 15, which is 25. What is the amount of cocoa in it? It is 6. What is the amount of sugar? It is 4 plus 4.5, which is 8.5. But what is the amount of coffee? It is 10.5. You can cross check that 6 plus 8.5 plus 10.5 is actually equal to 25. Now for C, he mixed an equal amount of milk. So he has 25 kgs of milk that he has mixed to get a drink. What is the total weight of this drink? It will be 25 plus 25, which is 50 kgs. Out of this, what is the amount of sugar? The amount of sugar is 8.5. So what is the percentage? It will be 8.5 divided by 50 into 100. This is equal to 17%. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are told that there are 3 people in a room. They are A, B and C. Let their average age be equal to P years. So the P kilograms. So the total weight of these 3 guys, A, B and C, will be equal to 3P. Now if a 4th guy D is joining, A, B, C and D, the average has come down by X kgs. So the average now is P minus X. But now there are 4 people, A, B, C, D. So the total is 4 times P minus X, which is equal to 4P minus 4X. So we can calculate the weight of D. We know the sum of A plus B plus C. We know the sum of A plus B plus C plus D. So the value of D is P minus 4X. However, instead of D, if you are adding E to the room, the value of A plus B plus C plus E, now we are told that the weight increases by 2x. So the average becomes P plus 2x. This is equal to 4 times P plus 2x, which is equal to 4P plus 8x. Again, you can calculate the weight of E, because from A plus B plus C plus E, you can just subtract A plus B plus C. So the weight of E is P plus 8x. The weight of E is P plus 8x. The weight of D is P minus 4x. So the value of E minus D is equal to 12x. But this we are told is 12 kgs. We are told that E is 12 kgs more than D, or the value of X will be equal to 1, which is option C. In this question, we are told that there is a boat which takes 2 hours to travel downstream from port A to port B, and it takes 3 hours to return to port A. So let us assume that this is A, this is B. It takes 2 hours to go downstream, and it takes 3 hours to come upstream. Let us assume that the distance between A and B is D. Let the speed of the boat of this boat be equal to X, and let the speed of the water be equal to Y. So now we have 2 equations. We have D divided by X minus Y. This is when it is traveling upstream, is equal to 3, and D divided by X plus Y is equal to 2. If you take the reciprocals of both of them, X minus Y is equal to D by 3, and X plus Y is equal to D by 2. Or it would imply that the value of 2Y is D by 2 minus D by 3, which is equal to D by 6. Or the value of Y is equal to D by 12. So the speed of the boat is the distance divided by 12. Now we are told that there is another boat. This takes a total of 6 hours to go from B to A. This is upstream, and then come back from A to B. So the total time it has taken is 6 hours. Let us assume that the speed of this boat is, say, Z. So what we have is D divided by Z minus Y plus D divided by Z plus Y is equal to 6. But we know that Y, which is the speed of the stream, is D divided by 12. We'll substitute it over here. So what we are going to get is D divided by Z minus D by 12 plus D divided by Z plus D by 12 is equal to 6. We can simplify this. What we are going to get is 12D divided by 12Z minus D plus 12D divided by 12Z plus D is equal to 6. We can divide the entire equation with 6. So this is 1, this is 2D, this is 2D. So what we are going to get if you cross multiply is this will be 48 dz is equal to 144 z square minus d square. This is the equation that we have. Let us try to calculate the value of z in terms of d. So what we are going to have is 144z square minus 48 dz minus d square is equal to 0. This is the equation that we have. We can use the formula for quadratic equations. So the value of z will be equal to 48d plus square root of d square, that is 48d square, 48 square d square, plus 4 times AC, that is 4 times 144 d square divided by 2a, that is 2 times 144. Here it will be plus or minus, but this minus will give us a negative value for z, that is not allowed. So we are only considering one root, which is the positive root. You can simplify this. You can take 24 in the numerator and denominator common. So if you are taking 24 common, it will be, the value of z will be 2d plus square root of, you are removing 24 square from the square root. So this is, you will take d also out, 4 plus 1 divided by 2 into 144 divided by 24 is 12. Or essentially what we have is that the value of 12z is equal to 2d plus d root 5. And we are only looking for the value of 12z because we want to know the time that it takes to go from A to B. The time it takes to go from A to B is basically this one, d divided by z plus 5, which is basically equal to this one, that is 12d divided by 12z plus d. This is what we are essentially looking for. 12z is 2d plus d root 5. So the required answer will be 12 divided by 3 plus root 5. If you are looking to rationalize the denominator, you multiply the numerator and denominator with 3 minus root 5. So this is 12 into 3 minus root 5 divided by, what is 3 plus root 5 into 3 minus root 5? 3 plus root 5 into 3 minus root 5 will be 3 square minus root 5 whole square, which is 5. That is 9 minus 5, which is 4. If you are simplifying this, this will be 3 into 3 minus root 5. This will be the answer. This is a very long question, very complicated question also, but sometimes these kind of questions are given in the examination. Anyway, the answer for this is option D. In this question, we are told that the number of coins that are collected per week by two collectors A and B are in the ratio 3:4. So we have in 1 week, the number of coins that are collected by A and B are in the ratio 3:4. So A would be, say, 3x, B would be 4x. The total number of coins collected by A in 5 weeks is a multiple of 7. So what is the total number of coins collected by A in 5 weeks? That will be 15x. So what we are told is that 15x is a multiple of 7. For this to happen, the only possibility is that x itself has to be a multiple of 7, because there is no common factor between 15 and 7. So if x is any number, say 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 6, it won't be 15 into that number will not be a multiple of 7. For 15x to be a multiple of 7, x has to be either 7 or 14 or 21 or 28 or some number which is a multiple of 7. So let us assume that x is of the form, say, 7y. Therefore, the number of coins collected by A in 1 week will be 3x, which is 21y. The number of coins collected by B in 1 week will be 4x, which is 28y. Therefore, the number of coins collected by A in 5 weeks will be 21y into 5, which is equal to 105y. 105 is a multiple of 7, so this adds up. So in 1 week, the A is collecting 21y coins, B is collecting 28y coins. Now what we are told is that the number of coins collected by B in 3 weeks is a multiple of 24. What is the number of coins collected by B in 3 weeks? That will be 28y into 3, which is equal to 84y. Now can we say, like we said earlier, if 84y is a multiple of 24, can we say directly that y has to be a multiple of 24? We can't say that. Why can't we say that? Because now 84 and 24 have some common factors. So for example, 84y, we'll write it as 12 into 7y. So 12 into 7y is a multiple of 24, which is 12 into 2. This 12 and this 12 are common. But if you now eliminate it, we want 7y to be a multiple of 2. Now for 7y to be a multiple of 2, y has to be a multiple of 2 because 7y is even. 7y is a multiple of 2 and there is no common factor between 7 and 2. So now we can imply that y has to be a multiple of 2. As long as you have common factors, remove those common factors. Now you are finding 7y and 2. So we are saying that y has to be a multiple of 2. So let y be equal to 2z. If y is equal to 2z, in 1 week, the number of coins collected by A, which is 21y, will be 42z. And the number of coins collected by B in 1 week will be 28y, which is 56z. So what is the minimum number of coins collected by A in 1 week? That will happen when z is equal to 1. And the minimum number of coins collected by A in 1 week will be 42.
We at Krakow provide all the previous year CAT papers along with many other MBA examinations such as XAT, SNAP, MAT, CMAT, TIS and PGDBA in the actual exam format. You can attempt them as a test and get a detailed analysis of your performance or download them as PDFs.
In this question, we are told that there is a fruit seller who has a stock of mangoes, bananas and apples. So he has mangoes, he has bananas and he has apples. At the beginning of the day, the number of mangoes make up 40% of his stock. So if you assume that the total number of fruits with him is n, the number of mangoes is 0.4n. And this would imply that the total number of bananas plus apples will be 0.6n. With just this information, what can we say about n? We want 0.4n to be a natural number. It cannot be a fraction. He cannot have 2.5 mangoes. 0.4 is 4 by 10. So 4 by 10 of n, this has to be a natural number, or 2 by 5 into n, this has to be a natural number. This would imply that n has to be a multiple of 5. What else can we say? Let us look at the other information that is given. Now, he sells half of his mangoes. So the number of mangoes, number of fruits that are sold is half of mangoes, which is 0.2n. And he sold 96 bananas. So the number of bananas sold is 96 and 40% of apples. Let us assume that the initial number of apples is A. So he sold 0.4A. Again, with the earlier one, we want 0.4A to be a natural number. So A also has to be a multiple of 5. And at the end of the day, he ends up selling 50% of the fruits. So basically, this will make up 0.5n because this is 50% of the fruits. So 0.2n plus 96 plus 0.4a is equal to 0.5n, which is 50% of the fruits he had originally. This would imply that 96 plus 0.4a will be equal to 0.3n. Let us multiply the entire equation with 10 so that we can remove the decimals. So 960 plus 4a is equal to 3n, or the value of n is equal to 320 plus 4 by 3a. Now, what can we say about this? We want a to be a multiple of 5, because if a is not a multiple of 5, this 0.4a will not be a natural number. And we want this to be again a natural number, so a has to be a multiple of 3 as well. So a basically has to be a multiple of 5 and 3. This would imply that a has to be a multiple of 15. If a is a multiple of 15, what are the values that n can take? If a is equal to 15, n will be equal to 320 plus 4 by 3 into 15, because we are looking for the smallest possible value of n, which is equal to 340. 340 is a multiple of 5, so this condition is satisfied. So the minimum number of fruits that you can have at the beginning is 340. In this question, we are told that Gautam and Suhani, when they are working together, they can finish a job in 20 days. Let us assume that in one day, the work done by Gautam is G and the work done by Suhani is S. Therefore, the total work that needs to be done is 20 times G plus S. Now, if Gautam is working only 60%, the amount of work he will do is 0.6 G. Suhani must do 150% of her usual work. So Suhani must do 1.5s to make up for it. So again, the total work will be done in 20 days. This would imply that this is also equal to 20 times 0.6g plus 1.5s. Both of them have to be the same. This would imply that g plus s will be equal to 0.6g plus 1.5s, or 0.4g is equal to 0.5s, or the value of 4g is equal to 5s. In this kind of an equation, when you know that the value of g is equal to 5 by 4 times the value of s, let us assume that g is equal to 5k and s will be equal to 4k. So the total work that needs to be done is 20 times g plus s, which is equal to 20 times 9k, which is equal to 180k. So the total work that needs to be done is 180k. The faster person does 5k units of work every day. So the number of days that person is going to take, which is Gautam, will be 180k divided by 5k, which is equal to 36 days. So the answer for this question is 36. In this question, we are told that let triangle ABC be an isosceles triangle such that AB and AC are of equal length. AD is the altitude from A to BC and B is the altitude from B to AC. If AD and BE intersect at O such that angle AOB is 105 degrees, then what is the value of AD divided by BE? So let us first draw an isosceles triangle. Let us assume that this is the isosceles triangle ABC. This is A, this is B, and this is C. Let the altitude from A to BC, this AD be this, and let the altitude from B to AC be this. This is AD, this is BE. Let the length of AB be small a, therefore the length of AC is also small a. This is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees because they are altitudes. We are told that this is O and angle AOB is given to be 105 degrees. If angle AOB is 105 degrees, angle AOE will be 75 degrees. So this is 75 degrees. This would tell us that angle OAE, this will be 15 degrees. Why is this 15 degrees? Because these are three angles of a triangle. This is 90 degrees because this is the altitude. Another angle is 75 degrees. So the third angle will be 15 degrees, as the sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. This would imply that angle BAD is also 15 degrees. Why is that the case? Because in an isosceles triangle, if you have an isosceles triangle like this, if you are drawing a altitude from the vertex, that is if these two sides are the same, in an isosceles triangle, if you are drawing an altitude, it will also be the median. These two will be the same, and these two angles also will be the same. That is true only if you are drawing a altitude from the vertex of the isosceles triangle. That is, these two sides should be the same. So in this particular case, this angle will also be 15 degrees. This also is 15 degrees. Now, can you calculate the length of AD? If you are looking at triangle ABD, in triangle ABD, the hypotenuse is A. The adjacent side is 15 degrees. So AD divided by the hypotenuse, which is AB, is equal to cos of 15 degrees. Or AD is equal to AB, which is small a, into cos 15 degrees. Now, if you are looking at triangle ABE, this also is a right angle triangle. Here also the hypotenuse is A, which is AB. Now, if you are looking at the angle opposite this entire angle, which is 30 degrees, sine 30 degrees is equal to BE divided by AB, or the value of BE is equal to small a divided by 2. This is the value of BE, this is the value of AD. Therefore, the ratio of AD divided by BE is equal to 2 times cos 15 degrees. So the answer for this question is option C. In this question, we are told that there is a semicircle of radius 2 centimeters. We are required to calculate the ratio of the length of the largest lengths of the, basically the ratio of the length and breadth of the rectangle. So let us first draw a circle, then let us draw the diameter, we are looking only at the semicircle. Let us assume that this is the semicircle we are looking at. The top part of semicircle. In this semicircle, a rectangle is drawn. So the rectangle will be something like this. This is the largest rectangle that is possible in this semicircle. Now let this be the center of the semicircle. Let us connect the one vertex of the semicircle to the center of the circle. Center of the semicircle. Let this be O. Let this semicircle be A, B, C and D. Let the length of BC be equal to A. Let the length of OC be equal to B. OB is the radius of the circle. This is R. This is 90 degrees. And we know from Pythagoras theorem that A square plus B square is equal to R square. What are we required to maximize? We are required to maximize the value of A into 2B. Because this is B, O is the center of CD. The area of the rectangle is length into breadth. This is A into 2B. So we are required to maximize 2AB. And what is the condition we have? We know that A square plus B square is R square. So A square plus B square is equal to R square. And we are required to maximize 2AB. This would happen only if A is equal to B. How do we know this? We can use the arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean, which essentially says that A square plus B square is always greater than or equal to 2AB. And this equality will occur only when A is equal to B. That is 2AB, which is the area of the rectangle, is always less than or equal to R square. And it will equal R square when A is equal to B. So the area of the rectangle is maximized when A is equal to B. In that particular case, A is equal to B is equal to R divided by root 2. Anyway, this will be A, this will be A, and this will be A. So the breadth of the rectangle is A, the length of the rectangle is 2A, because this is A and this is A. So the ratio of the largest side to that of the smallest side is 2:1. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are told that in a regular polygon, the interior angle exceeds the exterior angle by 120 degrees. What is the number of diagonals in this polygon? We know that if there is a n-sided polygon, n-sided regular polygon, the exterior angle, each of the exterior angle will be equal to 360 divided by n. And the sum of all the exterior angles in an n-sided polygon is always equal to 360 degrees. So each one of them will be 360 by n. And each interior angle will be equal to n minus 2 into 180 divided by n. Because we know that in an n-sided polygon, the sum of the interior angles will be n minus 2 into 180. Now what we are told is that n minus 2 into 180 divided by n is equal to 360 by n plus 120. This, if you simplify, is equal to 180 minus 360 by n. This we are told is equal to 360 by n plus 120. Or the value of 60 is equal to 720 by n, or the value of n is equal to 12. So the number of sides in that regular polygon is 12. And we know that in an n-sided polygon, what is the number of diagonals? The diagonals will be n into n minus 3 divided by 2. In an n-sided polygon, the number of diagonals is n into n minus 3 divided by 2. Here the value of n is 12. So the number of diagonals is 12 into 9 divided by 2, which is equal to 54. So the answer for this question is 54. In this question, we are asked to calculate the value of 1 plus 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 plus 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 9 into 1 by 16 plus 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 9 plus 1 by 27 into 1 by 64 plus dot 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 till infinity. If you are looking at the sum of a infinite geometric progression, if you have a geometric progression which is of the form A, AR square and dot 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 till infinity, and if R lies between 1 and minus 1, the sum of this geometric progression is A divided by 1 minus R. In this particular case, if you are looking at the contribution of 1 in all the brackets, that will be 1 plus this 1 into 1 by 4, that is 1 by 4, plus this 1 into 1 by 16, plus this 1 into 1 by 64 and so on. This is a geometric progression where the common difference, the common ratio is 1 by 4. So this will be equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 4, which is equal to 4 by 3. Let us now look at the contribution of 1 by 3 in all the brackets. That will be this 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 plus this 1 by 3 will have to be multiplied by 1 by 16 plus this 1 by 3 has to be multiplied by 1 by 64 and so on till infinity. This and this differ by a factor of 4. What do I mean by that? Over here, if you take 1 by 4 out, you are going to get 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 into 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus dot 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 till infinity. This we already know is equal to 4 by 3. We have just calculated that. So the contribution of 1 by 3 will be equal to 1 by 3 into 1 by 4 into 4 by 3. Similarly, if you are looking at the contribution of 1 by 9, that will be 1 by 9 into 1 by 16 plus 1 by 64 plus 1 by 256 and so on till infinity. Now you know exactly what we are going to do. We'll take 1 by 16 out of the bracket. We'll take 1 by 16 common. So this will be equal to 1 by 9 into 1 by 16 into again 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus dot 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 till infinity. This we know again is equal to 4 by 3. So the contribution of 1 by 9 will be 1 by 9 into 1 by 16 into 4 by 3. So the contribution of 1 is 4 by 3. The contribution of 1 by 3 is 4 by 3 into 1 by 12, which is equal to 3 by 4. The contribution of 1 by 9 is 4 by 3 into 9 into 16 is 144. That is actually 12 square into 1 by 144. So now if you look at it, you can take 4 by 3 common and overall what we are getting is 1 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 square, which is 144 and so on till infinity. This is again a geometric progression where the common ratio is 1 by 12. So its sum will be 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 12, which is equal to 12 by 11. So the answer is 4 by 3 into 12 by 11. This is 4. So this is equal to 16 by 11. So the answer for this question is option D. Just to reiterate what we have done, the first thing you have to remember is 1 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus dot 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 till infinity is equal to 4 by 3. Once you have calculated that, the contribution of 1 is 4 by 3. The contribution of 1 by 3 is, it is not starting with the first one, it is starting with 1 by 4, then you have 1 by 16, then you have 1 by 64 and so on. So automatically it is being reduced by 1 by 4 and this is 1 by 3 and not equal to 1. Essentially the contribution of 1 by 3 will be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 16 plus dot 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 till infinity. So if you take 1 by 4 also out, you will get 1 by 12 into our original sum. This is 1 plus 1 by 4 plus dot 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 till infinity, which is equal to the same number 4 by 3. So the contribution of 1 by 3 will be 4 by 3 into 1 by 12. Now the contribution of 1 by 9, we start off with 1 by 16 over here. 1 by 9 is not present in the first bracket or in the second bracket. It is present only when the coefficient is 1 by 16. So for 1 by 9, you have to take 1 by 16 out and again you are going to get 1 plus 1 by 4 plus dot 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 till infinity, which is again equal to 4 by 3. So the contribution of 1 by 9, the third term will be 4 by 3 into 1 by 12 square. The contribution of the next one will be 4 by 3 into 1 by 12 whole cube. This is again a geometric progression. The sum of 1 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12 square plus dot 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 till infinity, again using the original formula for geometric progression, is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 12, which is 12 by 11. You multiply 12 by 11 with the coefficient which is common to all of them, which is 4 by 3. This will be 16 by 11, which is option D. In this question, we are told that AN is 46 plus 8n and BN is 98 plus 4n, where n is natural number which is less than or equal to 100. What is the sum of all the terms which are common to both these series? Let us look at the first series. You have 46 first, 46 plus 8, which is equal to 54. So the first term is 54 next term is 62, then you have 70, then you have 78, and so on. And the last term will be when n is equal to 100, and it will be 846. In Bn, the first term will be 102, next term is 106, next is 110, and so on. And the last term will be 98 plus 400, which is 498. If you are looking at the terms which are common to both of them, we have to first look at the first term which is common to both of them. After 78, you are going to get 86, then you will get 94, and finally you will get 102. So this 102 is the first term which is common to both of them. After 102 over here, you are going to get 110. This also will be common. Then you will have 118, which will be common. Then you will have 126, which is common, and so on. So the common terms themselves form an arithmetic progression where the first term is 102, second term is 110, third term is 118, and so on. And what is the last term? The last term will be 494. How can we calculate it? Because you can figure out that over here we have a difference of 8, and each of these terms, when it is divided by 8, you are actually going to get a remainder of 6. So 494 minus 6 is 488, which is also a multiple of 8. Another way to look at it is the first term of Bn is part of the common terms, the third term is common, the fifth term is common, and so on. And so the 99th term will also be common. So how many terms are there over here? You have 50 terms. The first term is 102, the last term is 494. If you are calculating the sum of an arithmetic progression where you know the first term and the last term and the number of terms, the sum is equal to the number of terms into first term plus last term divided by 2. That is, you take the average of the first term and the last term, you multiply it with the number of terms, you will get the sum of any arithmetic progression. In this particular case, that will be equal to 50 into 102 plus 494 divided by 2, which is equal to 50 into 596 divided by 2, which is equal to 50 into 298. 50 into 298 is 14,900. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are told that there is a function f of x comma y, which is a real valued function such that f of 3x plus 2y comma 2x minus 5y is equal to 19x for all real numbers x and y. We are required to calculate the value of x for which f of x comma 2x is equal to 27. If you are looking at the function that is given to us, this has two variables, f of 3x plus 2y comma 2x minus 5y is equal to 19x. If you are looking at what we need to do, we need to find the value of x such that f of x comma 2x is equal to a particular number 27. So the first thing we'll do is we'll try to understand the relationship between x and y such that this x parameter is half of the y parameter. Once we get that ratio, we will be able to progress further, because over here we want x comma 2x. So what we'll do is we'll try to find out if 3x plus 2y is equal to half of 2x minus 5y, what is the relationship between x and y? If you cross multiply, you are going to get 6x plus 4y is equal to 2x minus 5y, or the value of 4x is equal to 9y. So x and y should be in such a way that 4x is equal to 9y, or the value of x is equal to this is minus 9y. 4x is equal to minus 9y, or the value of x is minus 9 by 4y. So just for the sake of simplicity, let us assume that x is equal to 9k. So the value of y is equal to minus 4k. If x and y are such that x is equal to 9k and y is equal to minus 4k, if you are looking at the x parameter, the first parameter, that will be 3x plus 2y, which is 3 times 9k minus 2 times 4k, that is minus 8k. This is equal to 19k. And the second parameter will be 2x minus 5y. 2x is 18k minus of minus 20k, because 5y is minus 20k. So this is 38k. So f of 19k comma 38k is equal to 19 into what is the value of x? X is 9k. So the value of f of 19k comma 38k is equal to 9 into 19 into k. Now, if you assume that 19k is a parameter p, then the value of f of p comma 2p is equal to 9p. Now, we want f of x comma 2x to be equal to 27. That is, we want 9p to be equal to 27, or we want the value of p to be equal to 3. So, the answer for this question is 3. To reiterate, what we have noticed is, over here the first parameter and the second parameter are in the ratio of 1:2. Once you realize that, we try to calculate the relationship between 3x plus 2y and 2x minus 5y. They also have to be in the ratio of 1:2. And they will be in the ratio of 1:2 if x and y have this relationship. That is, if x is equal to minus 9/4 times y. Now, just to make calculations easy, because we want to avoid fractions, we assume that x is equal to 9k. Then y will be equal to minus 4k, because that ratio has to be minus 9/4. Once you have it, we'll calculate the value of 3x plus 2y, that will be 19k. We'll calculate the value of 2x minus 5y, that is 38k. As expected, the ratio is 1:2. This is equal to 19x, which is 19 into 9k. So f of 19k comma 38k is 9 into 19 into k. Now, just to again remove any complexity, we assume 19k to be equal to p. So f of p comma 2p is 9p. So the value of p is 3. So the answer for this question is 3.
Google search Krakow CAT formulas PDF. Click on the first link. You will get a list of topics for CAT. Click on one of the topics. Download the PDF to get a list of formulas for the topic.